Please
Hey everyone,
watch
so this
this
is part
chemist
4
and
of the
help the
follow-up
people
questions
of
regarding the
Palestine
East
OH.
Palestine, Ohio chemical spill. The first question that keeps coming up is, will reverse osmosis filters take out these chemicals? And the answer is no. Reverse osmosis is just a series of small membrane filters pushed through at a high pressure rate. The hydrocarbons will pass right through these. No, so do not think you're safe if you have an RO system in your house. Reverse osmosis will not filter these chemicals out. The second and almost most prevalent question that we have had come up is about distillation. Can we distill the water? And ultimately the answer is yes, you can, but you should not do it. And here's the reason why. I've drawn a diagram of distillation 101, and this is basically what happens. You're gonna start with your water with the chemicals in it in here, and you're gonna apply heat. The heat's gonna turn the water to steam because we have water that boils at about 100 degrees Celsius versus the other chemicals, which are much higher. So the chemicals are gonna stay in here. The water will boil, turn to steam, then the steam will come down this condensing tube, which is jacketed by cold water, turns it back into a liquid, and then you end up with pure H2O on this side. Here's the problem. Once all the water's gone, you're left with the straight chemicals in the flask. And you're gonna have PFOA and ethyl hexylacrylate solely in this, along with some other chemicals, under heat will polymerize and it'll turn into an ester. So please do not do this. This is a bad idea. The next question that comes up a lot is, can we shower in this water or do our dishes or our laundry? And honestly, to answer truthfully, I wouldn't. It is best to stay away from water in this area at all interactions. The most prevalent question we had overall is, how far is this going to go? And honestly, I don't know. I'm not in the area. I'm not testing the soil. I'm not monitoring it. I honestly don't know. The winds blow traditionally from west to east. So the acid rain that everyone's worried about is going to head in the east to northeast direction, but that likely at this point has dissipated. The river water, however, it travels through the Ohio River Basin, and it's going to end up in the Mississippi and then ultimately in the Gulf of Mexico. And that's if it stays on the surface water areas. So if it makes it to the river, it will end up in the Mississippi and then ultimately in the Gulf. But if it's going into groundwater, that's different. And that also is the follow-up question, is how long does it stay in the soil? And that's not very long. The water's going to push it through to the aquifer eventually. By far the most prevalent question we have had is, what do we do? And I don't feel that I am qualified to answer that question. However, if I was there, I would leave, and I would leave immediately. This area is contaminated, and it is clear that the government and the city and these big corporations are not going to help clean this up. They're covering it up. So that is why I've started a GoFundMe to help people relocate that are living in the area. That is all we can do. You must leave. This is as serious as it gets. Thank you everyone for the overwhelming response. I'm sorry if I have not gotten back to you. I'm getting an overwhelming amount of messages and I just can't respond to all of them. But please tag me in any videos that you want me to do any reactions to. And I will follow up with another video regarding more questions that people have with all of the stuff with East Palestine. Make sure to head over to my profile and donate to the GoFundMe for the East Palestine, Ohio Relief Fund. They need all the help that we can get. Thank you, everybody.